Everyone in the village said that Miriam had a heart of gold. Not because she was loud about her kindness, but because it flowed from her quietly, endlessly, like a river that never asked who deserved its water. She married Hossein when they were both young and poor, when their entire future fit into 2 small bags and a rented room with a leaking roof. Hossein had dreams bigger than his hands could hold, and Miriam carried those dreams for him when his arms grew tired. She worked when he could not, sold her jewelry when money ran short, and swallowed her fear when hunger visited their home. When people praised Hossein's determination, she stood behind him and smiled, invisible but steady. In every tick of time, in every twist of fate, Miriam was there. When Hossein failed in business, she told him failure was just another teacher. When his own family mocked him, she defended him with quiet dignity. When success still felt far away, she reminded him that distance was not denial. Years passed, carved with sacrifice. One winter, Hossein's fortunes changed. A deal finally worked. Then another. And another. The poor man with shaking hands became a respected businessman with confident steps. Their old rented room became a large house with high gates. People who once ignored him now called him sir. And somewhere along the way, as Hossein grew taller in the world's eyes, Miriam began to shrink in his. At first it was subtle. The way he no longer asked her opinion. The way he came home later. The way he spoke to her with impatience instead of gratitude. Then the whispers began. His family, now proudly walking in his shadow, filled his ears with poison. She is too simple for your new life. She reminds you of your poor past. You deserve better now. Miriam heard none of these words directly, but she felt them in the coldness of the house she had helped build. The betrayal did not arrive with thunder. It came quietly. One evening, Hossein sat across from her at the wide dining table they once dreamed of owning. His eyes no longer searched hers. I think it's best if we separate, he said calmly, as if discussing whether. Miriam's chest tightened. Separate? Why? You no longer fit the life I have now, he answered. We have grown apart. Grown apart, after all she had given, after every night of hunger, every silent prayer, every sacrifice hidden behind love, she was now something that no longer fit. She waited for someone to defend her. Anyone, but as the days unfolded, she learned the deeper wound was not just Hossein's rejection, it was her family's silence. Some told her to accept it quietly. Others blamed her for not keeping her husband. A few even sided with Hossein, now that his success shone brighter than her pain, betrayed by the man she loved. Betrayed by the people who shared her blood. Miriam left the grand house with nothing but a small bag, the same way she had entered marriage years ago, empty-handed, but carrying a heart full of love she no longer knew what to do with. For months, she lived like a shadow. The village she once helped build turned its face from her. At night, she cried not only for Hossein, but for the woman she used to be, the woman who believed love was always returned in equal measure, but pain has a strange way of reshaping the soul. Slowly, Miriam began to work again. Not for a man. Not for a family that abandoned her. For herself. She stitched clothes by hand, then began teaching other women. Her kindness, once trapped inside a marriage, spread outward into the world. The same heart of gold that had been exploited now became her strength. Years later, fate turned its wheel once more. Hossein's empire crumbled as fast as it had risen. Bad partners. Empty loyalty. The same people who once praised him walked away when success left. One evening, broken and humbled, he came searching for Miriam. He found her in a humble schoolroom filled with laughter. Children gathered around her, women learning from her hands, the same hands that once fed only him. Miriam, he said softly. I made a mistake. She looked at him with calm eyes. You made many, she replied gently. But today, I no longer live inside them. He saw in her something he could never take again, peace. For years, she continued, I poured my heart into you and your family. I lost myself trying to keep everyone whole. But betrayal taught me what love alone could not, that my worth does not come from being chosen, but from choosing myself. Hossein stood silent. There were no words left that could erase what had been done. Miriam turned back to her students, her life, her purpose, and as the sun set beyond the small windows of the room,